What's going on, guys? Welcome to 100% Chelsea. Now, obviously, in the light of the last few games, I'm on a bit of a high. I'm going to be brutally honest. But we are coming up against some very, very tough opposition in Southampton. So I've got Freddie from the Ugly Inside on. How you doing, mate?
Not too bad, mate. How you doing? Looking forward to the game on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm not too bad. I'm buzzing for it. It's going to be a really exciting game. So obviously, we've teamed up again with BetVictor. I'm guessing quite a few of you didn't get. Well, I don't think anybody did. Got Pedro in the first minute for countdown this week. So the roller is rolled over from BetVictor. It was £100,000. It is now 125k. There's a lot you could do with that, Freddie. What would you do with 125k?
Oh, mate, I'd buy a luxury car and then get myself a little house in the countryside.
Oh, that sounds very nice. I would probably do a similar thing, except I get a house in Barbados. And, I'd buy an island. They're like a little island. That'd be quite fun if you can do that with 125k. But enough of that. We'll talk more about that later. But going into this game, Southampton are unbeaten in 5. It's pretty scary, pretty decent form. I mean, we've got 3 clean sheets on the bounce, but you guys, you've got some pretty scary players. What is probably the most scary aspect of your game which Chelsea fans should be worried about?
Well, you mentioned something a little bit there about your clean sheets. You have to look out for our defence as well. We're now the second best defence in the league, along with, I think it's Everton, Tottenham the best defence in the league. But we've got 2 amazing and 2 top class. You could even put Van Dijk in the world class bracket. Van Dijk has been absolutely immense since he's come to the club, and it has continued his form throughout this season, putting in some amazing displays. Putting stops against likes of Man City. Looking down the fixture list here. An amazing display at West Ham, and a couple of great performances at home as well. We actually started our campaign a little bit sticky. Picked up 4 points out of the 4 games, 2 points out of the first 4 games, which wasn't ideal. But we've now picked up a great run of form. Like you said, unbeaten in 5 in the last 5 Premier League games. The games are actually coming thick and fast for us. Obviously, we're not quite used to that with the Thursday, Sunday situation. Obviously, you guys have done that a number of years now, whether it's Champions League or Europa League. But we put a fantastic display of ourselves at Inter Milan on Thursday night, and the team is rocking right now. You've obviously got to look at Charlie Austin, who will be a goal threat for you guys, who's been on hot form right now. I think he's in the top 5 or 6 in the goal scoring charts in the Premier League, and finally found his feet. With us, he scored 1 goal in his last season with us. But he had a bit of injury problems. But he's now back to full fitness, and he's got to be a deadly threat for you guys on Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, well, Charlie Austin obviously is a big, big highlight there. Potentially some of that BetVictor 125k. So, there's big thoughts going into that. Obviously, there's another player. He scored your goal at the weekend. I mean, I'd like to talk a little about him because I rate him very highly as well. Nathan Redmond. What's he been like for you since he's come to the club? Because obviously he was at Norwich beforehand, probably their talisman player there. How's he found his feet at Southampton, and what's his biggest threat going into this game against our probably back 3 and 2 wing backs?
Well, I mean, just look for a prime example against Man City at the weekend. He is quick on his feet to take up any mistake that the defenders might give him on his plate. He scored 3 goals for us now in the Premier League this season. Quite a couple of decent goals actually. Two volleys. The first one against Watford in the opening weekend of the season, and a very similar goal against Burnley last weekend actually, where it fell to him quite nice in the penalty box, and he picked up the chance in the Man City game quite nicely. And the thing is, it came with a bit of scepticism because Claude Puel's system is a very narrow system. It's a 4-4-2 diamond or a 4-3-1-2, however you look at it. And Redmond plays up top alongside either Charlie Austin, Jay Rodriguez, or Shane Long. And ask anybody that knows Nathan Redmond, he's a winger. Anyone will say he's a winger, but he has adapted his game to play for us up top, and he's done really well for us. And I think he's like I said on our preview on our channel. He's massively underrated, and I think sooner rather than later, he will be getting a call up to the England national team, the senior squad.
So when Southampton play, like you're saying, so Charlie Austin's traditionally the big number 9. Is it almost like a knockdown sort of system with these 2, or is it a whoever gets it tries and takes the opportunity?
Well, the thing is, I think we have created the most amount of chances in the entire Premier League this season. I think we're up there in the top 5 or 6 European chances created as well. But the thing is, the way that our system works, it's not a traditional sort of knockdown target man to the runner, if you like. But the thing is, the front 2 players actually like to go out wide and collect the ball, come back in again. And that's how Redmond and Austin have been working for the last few weeks. Traditionally, Austin that's not his type of game. But as I said about Redmond, the players have had to adapt their games to fit into Claude Puel's system, and everyone's starting to come around to it. At the beginning of the season, the fans were doubting the system because they weren't picking up points. But now that we're rocking and rolling, 5 games unbeaten in Premier League, and we're rocking in the Europa League, you could say put a massive display against Inter Milan on Thursday night. The fans are happy, and I think the players are finally happy playing within this system.
Brilliant. So obviously we're talking about the strikers. They're happy in this system. Like you said, you're rocking. Like I was saying earlier, BetVictor have rolled over from last weekend. They're £125,000 for you to win. Potentially there'll be a link to it down in the description as well. Your strikers are in form. We seem to be banging in the goals as well. Who are you going for in this 125k?
Do you know what? I think it's going to be a real tight game to start off with, but I think we might nick it just before half-time, keep our heads up just before the break, and I think I'm going to go for Charlie Austin in the, 40th minute.
That's a good call. To be fair, Charlie Austin is a Chelsea fan, so I don't think he will score. So I'm going to go with Diego Costa. You know what? If Pedro can score in the first minute, Diego Costa can score early on as well. I think we might absolutely go for it. High press, high intensity. I'm going to go for Diego Costa in the 10th minute. So obviously, guys, Freddie's given us the lowdown on Southampton on this channel. But if you want to head over to The Ugly Inside, I've given a lowdown on Chelsea for Freddie. And he's got some great content over there as well. There will be stuff ready at the weekend for Southampton. I unfortunately will not be there, so there will be a review up for the game afterwards. But Freddie, thanks so much for coming on. Obviously, guys, head over to there. Subscribe to 100% Chelsea. All social media links are down in the description, and all social media links are down in the description for The Ugly Inside as well. There will also be a link for you to head over to BetVictor to win that £125,000. But until then, Freddie, thank you for coming on, mate.
Nice one, mate. Thanks for having me.
Yep, and we will see you guys later. Make sure you subscribe.
Come on, you Saints.
No.